You're listening to She's the Business podcast.
When you're designing brand new offerings for your coaching business, we're usually focused on something that will sell. And, that's a great thing. Of course, we want an offer that will sell, but what happens after you've sold it? Is it still a win-win for you and for your client? And this is really the difference between having an offer that sells, which is what most people are doing, that is thinking about how can I create something that people will actually buy, and having a home run offer that is great for you and your business and actually enables you to bring back the income and have the impact that you're desiring for your business. The only way to do it is with a home run offer. And today I'm sharing with you what are the 3 elements that go into creating this sort of home run offer for your business. Stay tuned because coming right up with all the juicy details.
Hi, I'm your host, Jessica Osborne, and in my 23 years of business and marketing, I've built many brands to become multi-billion-dollar companies. And just in the last 10 years, I've built 2 online businesses of my own from my dining room table with 2 little babies running around at my feet. I've made it my mission to inspire you to get out of your own way and become the successful business owner who's living the lifestyle you really desire without all the hustle. This is She's the Business podcast, made by women for women. This is your weekly dose of motivation and inspiration.
Today, we are talking all about the 3 steps that you need to have a home run offer. Now, what does this mean? Why do we need one? What is all of this about? What do I mean by a home run offer? Well, in short, a home run offer is one that sells, one that's attracting your ideal clients. It sells easily, and of course, it is bringing in the revenue and the profit that you need for your business in the time that you have available. So we're ticking all of the boxes. That makes it a home run. We've got first base, second base, third base, and we're home because this is working for you, for your clients, and for your business. Now, a lot of people, unfortunately, are not getting that home run offer. They might be getting to first base or second base, like they're making some sales, but the clues of where they're not having a home run offer is that they're at a capacity ceiling and they're way below their revenue goals or income goals. So they're not making the profit that they need in the time that they have available. They also may be just stuck on first base, like they've got something out there, but it's not selling very well at all. And these are, really simple, really easy clues that there's probably a problem with the offer. Now, most people dive straight into, if it's not selling, then I just need to market it more. I need to get it out there and market this better and do more things without realizing actually the most critical part of your marketing strategy is what happens before you start putting it out there. Like, do you have something that's going to turn into a home run offer for you? Of course, we never know until we do it, but there are definitely some things that you can do and know about when you're building that offer so that you know when you're putting all that effort into your marketing that you've got something that definitely has absolute potential to meet your goals and to exceed them as well. So let's not waste all our time and effort and energy, like the years that we can spend building up social media audiences and profiles and doing all of this heavy lifting content work, then at the end of the day to find that it's really hard to monetize it. That means, great, you've got an audience, maybe you've got some fans out there, but you don't have the clients that you need. And that's what we're about in a business. Our business is there because we want to serve people. We want to serve them at, our highest value, which means that they're paying clients, they're coming in, they're getting the help from you and the value that you have to offer because they have a need that you're able to fulfill for them. You're able to help them to take that next step. I'm not saying you're there to do it for them. If you're a coach, then you're there to help show them, here's how we're going to solve it. You're going to lead them and guide them on that way to get the outcome that they desire. So let's dive in and talk about what are these 3 things that you need to have in a home run offer. Well, the very first one is, not surprisingly, we need to tick the box of, is this what you are really, really great at? Now, you might be thinking, well, that's really obvious, Jess, but honestly, it's not that obvious because there's a lot of people out there creating offerings and services on things that they can do, not what they are a master of. And when you are a master of something, that means that you are exceptional. You are really, really great at doing this. This is your genius zone. This is where all of your different talents really come to fruition. And what often happens, I think, sometimes is we're starting off with a very broad span and scope of all the different things that we can do, right? We've all got multiple skills. We've all got multiple talents and multiple ways that we can apply the talents and skills that we have to create services, which means that it's really unlimited in terms of what your potential is that you could create and that could be a money earner from you. And this is where I think so many people get so stuck, because it's like, what do I choose? How do I choose the right one? What should I even be offering? And, I really felt this as well myself coming into my business, because I didn't start a business straight away out of high school. I had a 20-year career in corporate. I had a lot of skills. I worked my way right up to the top of marketing. I was head of marketing and communications, reporting into the CEO. So I had that breadth and depth of experience and expertise in a lot of different areas, even within the marketing communications umbrella, by the time I was starting this business. So I understand, like, when we are multi-skilled, multi-talented, it's really hard because you think, well, there's so many different things I could do. And one of my clients actually, her story may be really useful for you, because she was in this exact same boat last year. She had started her business, and as somebody who'd been top of the HR part of a business, of corporate, she'd been up there leading HR, leading human resources. She was consulting with all the executives. She was obviously somebody who'd worked with staff members at every level of the business. And she just had so much experience, expertise, understanding of the laws and, how to help yourself to shift into the right positions within a company, how to address issues that you're having, people issues within your team, with your boss, all of those things. So she started off her business really as a HR advisor or consultant, but an independent one. So somebody could come to her with their problems and she would help them work it through and resolve them. So this is where she was when she started working with me. And it was so interesting because while she was great at that and definitely her breadth of experience, she was able to literally help anyone in their job with no matter what it was that they were having problems with. That meant that, the space she was playing in was sort of like a go-to HR advisor, that someone might pop in and have a little problem that they wanted to get solved, a little gripe, a complaint about their boss, all of these things that I was like, wow, for somebody who's so strategic and who's so experienced at that level, is this really where your highest value is? It's not that she couldn't do it, but it definitely wasn't leveraging her unique skills and talents and that really strategic view that she had and some of the expertise she had in helping people at a very senior level to move their career forward, to take on roles and step into leadership positions, making that transition from manager to leader. That is certainly something that doesn't come naturally to a lot of people. And so working with her on honing in, where is it that you would actually have the most incredible value to deliver to someone, where it's not just, oh, yay, I've solved a problem at work, but like, wow, you have transformed my life, my entire life, my world is so different now that I've worked with you. And taking that approach, really finding out what it was that she was an absolute master at, not just highly skilled, not just intelligent, because, there's plenty of things she'd mastered over her career, but it was like, what is that highest level of mastery that you have? That's probably something not many other people have got to that stage. They haven't got to that level. So therefore, you're offering something of incredible value. And when she did narrow this down and pulled it out and managed to say, yes, I'm happy to let go of being the go-to person with a minor complaint with my boss and, office politics and all of that kind of menial stuff. When she let go of that and actually stepped into this place where she thought, I'm going to help people who are, aspiring leaders to really step into that leadership position, to get the job and the leadership roles that they want and to succeed in them through her, career coaching and strategic approach that she could help them develop and execute on. That is when she was like, wow, I'm actually loving the people I'm working with. They are getting amazing results. And she experienced incredible growth in her business. Within 2 months, she went from making on average 10K a month to making on average 25K a month. That was just from a shift in her, what it was that she was a master at, but then applying that into the offer, which is obviously what we're talking about today. So yes, her offering changed because we need to align it to who it is that we are marketing to and who we're wanting to attract as ideal clients, and also align it with, what does that look like? So I'm not going to talk next about number 2. The second step of your home run offer is what it is that they want, but absolutely not just what is it that they want that they're consciously thinking of, but what is it that is going to get them the outcome that they want, right? So there's sort of 2 parts to this, because first of all, nobody's going to buy something that they don't want. You walk up to someone and say, hey, I've got this amazing trampoline. Would you like to buy it? And if they aren't in the market for a trampoline, if they have no kids and whatever, they're probably looking at you thinking, well, no, I don't want to buy your trampoline. I don't care how good it is or what good price it is. I'm not even interested, right? Whereas somebody who is in the market for a trampoline, who has reasons why they want it, yes, they're all ears straight away. Wow, you've got a trampoline. Great. Tell me a bit about it. How much? And, what does it look like? How big is it? They're already interested. So we do need to make sure your offer, what you're choosing to do, is something that they already want. Otherwise, think about this. If you're trying to convince someone that this is something that they want and need, and they don't agree with you right now, then wow, that sales cycle is going to be incredibly long for you. If you're going to keep it up, be persistent, be stubborn, and keep on working at them to show them different reasons why this is something that they should want and need, that is a very long, drawn-out way to sell anything. Wouldn't it be easier if you're already just talking to people who wanted what it is that you're offering? So yes, it has to be something that they already want. They already want this. And it's not just like the throwaway thought inside their head, like, oh, I want this. It's like this is actually attached to an outcome that they deeply desire. They want this. There is no question about it for them. They want it. They may not realize that your way is the best way to get that outcome. That might be something that we need to share and help them with. And that's certainly what I do inside Business Jam with my clients is look at, right, well, there's many ways of probably them thinking they're going to get the outcome that they want. So how are we going to help show them and help them see that this way you're presenting is going to be the best way for them or the most effective way? So that's part of your messaging, but they first have to, yes, they already want that outcome. That is the outcome that you're offering. So that is part 2. We need to have 1 and 2 if your offer is going to be easy to sell. If it's not easy to sell, it means that we're missing one of these. It's either not something that you are a master of, that you are, really sitting in your power, in your zone of genius. You've maybe selected something that you think will sell, that you think, I'm looking out there in the market and I can see other people selling this. Therefore, people will buy it. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, if you've made a decision based on that, based on external factors, based on what you see going out there in the market, yeah, sure, you will make some sales. No doubt if you carry on and you do this long enough, absolutely. But when we're talking about having outcomes for you that are not just about making a sale, but this is about having a business that's profitable, that is going to meet your income goals. So that means your income is after the business's revenue and the expenses have come out, what's left over, what are you taking home as the profit? Then if that is meeting your goals, then this needs to be a really profitable offer. Now, I've never seen anybody who's selling something they've just decided to sell because it looks like something people will buy, They may have some skills in it, but it's not their absolute mastery level. It's not something that they are particularly special at or great at. I've never really seen that type of business model doing incredibly well. They get along, they get by, they might have a bit coming in here or there, but they're really just doing this business as if they've created a job for themselves. So instead of having a boss and working for a company that pays you every month, you're doing this as your own job and working for yourself. Now, for some people, that may be enough. That might be like, well, that's all I wanted. I just didn't want to have to deal with a different boss. So I've gone and created a job for myself. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that, of course, except that that doesn't have to be the only way that you look at business. When you're really looking at the potential of having your own business, this isn't about, well, if I, make it more than that, then it's going to mean that I'm working all these long hours and everything else. Absolutely not. It's like, hey, guess what? You've got a blank page in front of you. This is your business. You can design it any way you want. What are you going to put on that blank page? Like, how much do you really want to be working? How much do you want to be earning? Well, let's then do the maths. Let's put the offer together that's going to achieve you that outcome. And when you've got 1 and 2 ticked off, so it's something that you're a master at and it's something that they already want, then you have something that's easy to sell. Now, the next ingredient, the third ingredient, which I've just hinted at, is, does the math actually add up? Is this going to give you the outcome in your business in the time that you want and the income that you are aiming for so that you can have the life that you want? So a lot of people skip this entirely. They think, well, I just need to sell some stuff. And once I have money coming in, then I'll figure it out. Then I'll see what's going on. Then I'll maybe hire some people so that I can sell more. Now, if we're starting off our business that way, or even if it's not starting and we already are operating that way, then what I've seen happen over and over again is that you get to a capacity ceiling well before you're hitting your revenue goals. And yes, speaking from personal experience here, because I tried this. I started off with some offers that meant, the maths didn't add up. I was working maxed out in terms of the time that I wanted to invest in the business, so that I also had time for my kids and my family and my own health and all of those things that are important in life. I was maxed out with the business time, but I wasn't hitting the revenue goals. And luckily, I quickly saw that this was not going to work out. And so I was able to make those adjustments to have the offer that met all 3 of the boxes. It was like, yes, something I'm great at. Yes, something that they already want and delivered in the way that's going to get them that outcome. But thirdly, that it's going to work out for me. This is actually going to give me the business that I want, which is what is going to enable you to keep going. Simply adding more team members isn't a way that, ultimately it can help. But if you haven't already built that freedom in, then you'll find that you're just shifting your energy and your time from, doing the delivery to managing the people. And that's not always less. It doesn't mean that you're getting time back because you've got someone else doing it. There's been so often where you bring in someone or a team to manage and it can end up taking just as much of your time. It's just that you've shifted roles. Now, of course, there's so many things that you can do in there, but the easiest way to have this freedom and to get the outcome, even with a very small amount of team, and yes, I do always think that it's a great idea to be outsourcing, because if you're wearing all the hats in the business, then it means that the hat for you to be wearing where you're actually servicing your clients and delivering on the revenue generating activities means that you've got less time for it if you're also wearing all the other hats in the business. So yes, we do want to have some support and we want to be really strategic about what support you get in so that it's taking away the time consuming and also low cost activities that is very easy to outsource. It's keeping your business very profitable because it means that you are gaining back time, things that people don't need to be highly managed on doing. So, you're gaining back that time because you're not doing it yourself and you're not needing to micromanage them. And that's ideal for you, right? Because then we get to that outcome where, fantastic, I've got a bit of support. I've got an offer that is going to help me to reach these revenue goals, this income goal in terms of the profit made at the end of the day, and it's all going to be able to be done within the time that I have available. That's a massive box to be ticking. Huge one. Most people are not ticking that box. You just get so many stories of people who are feeling burnt out, who are, sometimes even reaching their income goals, but they're compromising everything on their own time, their own life. And there's no end in sight, because the problem is that they've built their business model, they built their offerings to not take that into account. They built the offerings to have something to sell, but they haven't built into that strategy and structure of the offerings. How am I going to be able to deliver this in the time that I have available? Whether it's your time or your time with some team members doing some delivery, we still have finite amount of time. So does the maths add up for you? Is this going to be actually viable? Because if it's not viable, we don't have a home run offer. So you need all three of these things. And this is it is simple and it's easy to do once you have a structure and a process to work through, to be asking yourself the questions and also to be having the maths. So you will know when you have a home run offer, because you can plug the numbers in and it'll pop out with exactly something that fits your goals and your needs and what you already know, your parameters that you've plugged in the beginning, right? So it's going to align with them. If it doesn't, great big red flag. And, like I said, if we don't have number 1 and 2, so if we don't have something that we're a master at, that you've got the authority in, it's very hard to be earning the income that you want in the time that you've got available. Because when you're not the master, of course, you're going to be charging a much lower amount because you're competing with other people out there. Maybe you don't have the expertise, maybe you don't have the skills to be able to charge a higher amount. Therefore, you're really placing yourself in that zone of needing to sell a lot more volume. And what happens when we're trying to sell more volume? Well, more time is required in order to service those clients. So the obvious thing a lot of people turn to at that point is thinking, well, I just need something that I can sell to many people and keep the price low, and it can just be that low volume. But let me leave you with this thought. Just because it's low touch doesn't mean that it should be low quality. People will buy, they will want to learn, even if it's a DIY, even if it's a course that they're buying, they want to learn from someone who's mastered whatever it is that they are after. That outcome that they're reaching for, they're wanting to learn from that person who has mastered it. So if we're out there just selling something because we think people want it and we think we have a bit of an idea of how to put something together for them, but you're not yet a master of it, then it's still going to be harder to sell, no matter what price you put on it. And really, when we start breaking down the pricing so far, it becomes non-viable for you at all. So that's why these 3 things are actually essential. They are essentials in having a home run offer that's going to give you the income, the lifestyle, the impact, and the ease of success, because it's very easy to sell something that ticks all of these boxes. So that's it from me today. Wow, a massive deep dive into just one of the areas that we cover inside Business Jam, my program. I just wanted to share this with you today because I see so many people commenting and posting things on threads, on Instagram, and talking about frustrations and challenges and things that are happening and why is this hard. And I thought, you know what? It's really because of the way that we're looking at the offering. And when we change it to be like, this has to be a win-win. It's got to be a win for them, the client, and it also needs to be a win for you. And a win for you doesn't mean that it's something that they'll buy. A win for you means it works for you. The win is when it works for you. And yes, one element of that is the income, but that's not the only element. The other elements are that it works for your life. Like, how much longer could you keep up a business if it's not allowing you to do the things that are important to you in your life? Spend the time with your kids, have time to go and exercise and to make food and be healthy and look after yourself. Like, how long do you really think that you could survive going on and on in a business where you're not ticking those boxes? Like, it'd be very, very short-lived. So I know a lot of people think, well, I just need to, put my head down and commit now and compromise on all these things until I get to a certain point. Like, maybe once I hit six figures. Then they get there, then they think, well, no, maybe once I make, 500,000, then I'll be able to take all that time back. Like, actually, it doesn't work that way. It is, you build this in from the beginning, from day one. And because you have the time and the freedom to look after yourself, it enables you to grow the business and to keep going. And when you have this view on the strategy, then it enables you to grow it in the right way, that it's not compromising on the stuff that will mean it's short-lived and you head for burnout. We don't want to be doing that. You're not in business because you wanted to burn out on your way to making some money. We're in business because you want to be able to have an income and you want a lifestyle that works for you. I'm not saying that you don't want to work. Absolutely not. Like, we all probably are super passionate about what we do. Committed, motivated, love working with clients. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you? But it's not about working all day and all night in order to get there, right? It's about saying, wow, I've got this business and it works for me because I'm able to live the life that I'm wanting to live. I do the work in the time I want to be working. That's what lights me up. But I'm not compromising on all these things that are super important to me and to just you as a human being. Like, you're respecting yourself and you're giving yourself what you need, so that you're leading the business with energy, with enthusiasm and all of that. And there's no way you can have that sort of energy if you're burnt out, if you're not sleeping, when you're tired and stressed. Guess what sort of person is making the decisions in your business? Well, someone that's in survival mode. And we all know what happens when we're in survival mode. So let's avoid that. Let's tune in to, hey, there is actually ways that you can structure your offers so that you're ticking all of these three boxes, and that means a fantastic outcome for you and for your client as well. It's always got to be a win-win, and it is when we apply this particular framework that I developed for my Business Jam group. So that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. A little sneak peek and deep dive into the approach that we take in Business Jam, and I will be seeing you all next week. Bye.
Isn't it just so frustrating when you know that out there are so many people that actually need your help, and there's many actively looking for somebody just like you, yet all you seem to attract are the odd tire kicker or really uncommitted client that's kind of dabbling, and they don't light you up. They really don't get great results. And you're thinking, what does it actually take to attract clients who are committed, who are happy to pay proper prices for what it is that I do, and that I can help to have really great results? What is it going to take? Well, it's not in the activity of what you're doing. Here's the thing. It's usually something else that's a bit deeper. And I'm sharing with you what that is in my training. It's called 5 Keys to Premium Paying Clients. And I'm going to share with you what are these 5 things that you need to have in your strategy so that no matter what tactic or activity you choose to do, it actually works. Like, it works. You attract the right clients, the ones who are ready to work with you, the ones who are ready to pay and sign up. So get yourself over to my website now on jessicaosborne.com/TMF. Register for this free class and let's dive right in. So once again, that's jessicaosborne.com/TMF. And the link is below in the show notes as well. I encourage you to register now. Allocate just over an hour of your time, maybe up to an hour and a half, so you can take some notes and really reflect on the things that I share with you in this class. And let's change your year this year. Let's make your business actually turn into your dream business together.